Did you get it tested?
Here's a quick shot of what it looks like before I've done anything to it. There's a nail hole there. That area will be sanded. These seams look real good. Real good. I'll have to address that line right there a little bit. Another area is right here. You can easily see that. It needs to get floated out. Welcome back. You're watching the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. Today, we're picking up where we left off in the last video. We are going to be finishing the ceiling. As you can tell, I got started sanding with my pole sander, vacuum sander, and I got up real close and started getting some fine details. When you've got two giant spotlights pointed at the ceiling and you are like this close to the ceiling, you can see right across it. You're going to see imperfections way before anybody else will see them when there's normal lighting and they're down on the ground. So that's why I get up close and do some hand sanding. I'll go over the whole thing with the hand sander and I'll go over the whole thing with the pole sander. That is just a long sweeping motions. It kind of has a skim coat on it. I've already sanded a lot off. The joints are really good quality. I got to hit every single nail hole. There's a couple little dings here and there, and around the corners where the ceiling meets the wall, I've got to go and scrape off that little bit of popcorn that drifted down onto the wall and has been painted. And then I got to caulk that, and then I can primer. Then I got to prime. Sorry about that. That's got to dry, and then I can paint the ceiling. Quite a bit of work ahead of us. I probably will spend a total of 30, maybe 2 hours total on the ceiling. That includes caulking the ceiling to the wall. It's not going to take me very long to prime the ceiling. I've got the fan going. I have a negative pressure in here. All accesses to this room have plastic on them, and they're all sucked in so that any dust goes out there. Not wearing a respirator.
Oh my God, Handyman. Can you believe it? You're not wearing a mask at someone's house?
Yeah, no masks. Because all the dust goes into the shop vac, the mask's messed up my beard. Get it. Get going. This is probably all the mud I'm going to need on this ceiling. Is that right there? There's a little bit of water in there. Thin it down. There's really only this corner that I need to do any sort of floating on, and then just nail holes. Nail holes and a little bobble here and there. This is what I'm using. No particular reason. It's my go-to. Mix it up. There's a close-up of the nail holes that you can see that I have to hit every single one of them up. So that didn't take much time at all, 10 minutes at the most. Now just because that went fast doesn't mean I can take a break or anything. I've got to jump right on these corners while the joint compound dries. So then I'll come back, sand again. Then I will prime. Now that'll really tell us how good the sealing is. And we will go back and do some more spot treatment if necessary after I get one coat of primer on there. To get the little popcorn kernels that are still stuck to the corners, going around with an 80 grit sanding sheet, a lot of it came off when I was just sanding the ceiling, because when you put this up there, there's still this edge that just kind of scrapes it right off. But just standing here, that wall looks 99% done. Same with this one. This one's about 80% done. And this is the worst wall over here, because I think it's been painted so many times that those little kernels that made it to the wall are like glued on. A little bit of a big stick for this little bit of a ceiling, but that's what I'm using. I've got one, I just had it in my hands in the workshop the other day that is perfect for this. It's like a 3-footer that goes out to like a 9-footer, but of course it's in the workshop. Man, I've had that one for a long time. Using a 3/4, just 3/4, I think this is a 3/4 inch nap roller. That's part of the process, is using a longer nap roller. Puts a little bit of a stipple on the ceiling, and the fact that I'm using flat paint, oh, it looks amazing. Will cut down on any glare or imperfections that you see. Looks good. It's looking darn good already. I'm down to 3% on this battery, and after that I've got one left. So I'll probably skip the primer coat, or me finishing it and watching it dry, and we'll pick things back up when I go to put the actual ceiling paint. Keep in mind, this is just the sealer, primer sealer. Does it look real good? Oh, don't want that up there. ceiling paint. Even though this is Behr Premium Plus, it goes on night and day different from the primer. It is so smooth. It is real good. I'm stuck in. Maintaining that wet edge. Trying to. And it doesn't leave lines. And it isn't like a super high-end expensive paint. $28 a gallon, I think. So you see the sheen here. This is my new wet edge going back this way. So my next roll will be right down like this. I'll go back and forth, then work my way back into that wet edge, and then come back over. Go back and forth, and work my way back into the wet edge. And it's been working real good, especially with this big roller. It doesn't take much time at all to paint a ceiling like this. Turn the fan off so that I can maintain that wet edge. A little bobble. So when you've got these attachment points on both sides, it can be a little trickier, not getting a little cattywampus. But it isn't hard at all to master painter, master the roller. Another issue is that water stain. My primer, I've got 3 coats on it, still bleeding through. Hopefully the ceiling paint primer in one type thing adds a little bit of stain blocking, because it's just barely creeping through now. If not, I will come back and hit it up again. That's level 6. Level 6. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna cut it in, and I will show you what it looks like once the carpet's in. All this carpet leaves tomorrow morning. New carpet goes in, and everything's gonna look good, real good. Okay, this is the lighting that comes in through just this window, this light here, and this lamp, and that's it. So we can spin this around and get different shots. Let me get a close-up. I don't know if this camera will pick up. There's just a very light stipple from the 3/4 inch nap roller. Yeah, I'm not sure how well this is gonna get on camera. Asbestos. What about the asbestos and how dangerous it is? If you just see asbestos, you start going into convulsions and die on the floor. That's what a lot of people think who watch my YouTube videos when they comment about asbestos. If you were to work in a manufacturing place that used asbestos and you were exposed to it every day for 20 years, or if you were someone who installed asbestos installation back in the 60s or 70s, then you would definitely have a concern. But if you see asbestos once, twice in your life, nothing bad's gonna happen. The house in this video did not have asbestos.
How do you know? How do you know, Handyman? Did you get it tested?
No, asbestos was banned in construction in 1977. There are rumors that some of the supplies lingered on into 78 and 79, and they were still put in homes in 78 and 79. This house was built in 1994, so no asbestos. If you are a homeowner and you're concerned about asbestos, if your house was built prior to 1977, there is a very good chance that the popcorn ceiling in your house contains asbestos. Same with insulation, same with everything. Asbestos was used in so many things back in the old days. In different places of the world, it's still used today. Can you believe that? Still used today. That's about it. Other than putting mustard on it, there's really nothing else to say. Got questions? Put them down below. Got another video coming out tonight about getting into the skilled trades when you have no skill. Look for that a little bit later tonight.